Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Lexington police released body cam footage of a weekend arrest after one officer was accused of putting protesters in a chokehold. And people joined together to support the Louisville Metro Police Department as protests continue across the country, scrutinizing officers after multiple officer-involved shootings.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Lacey Roberts. Thank you for joining us on Mountain News This Morning. Today is Monday, July 13th, a new start to the week. Now, those showers moved in last night. It was great sleeping weather for me, of course, but I know this morning we're dealing with a little fog. Let's bring in Brandon Robinson to see where those visibility issues are and exactly how long they'll last. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning, Lacey. Everywhere. You can see the map here behind me. They're everywhere this morning, and they'll probably last till about mid-morning. So just be careful this morning on that drive. Give yourself plenty of extra time and use those low beams for sure. We see anything below or less than 5 miles is dense fog, and that's a lot of the area. So again, take it slow out there this morning. Even in the higher elevations, this is Buffalo Mountain where our transmitter is located. You can see the fog up there. So it's lower elevations, higher elevations. It doesn't matter where you are this morning because we had all that moisture last night. That's still creating that, again, that fog this morning. Temperatures running in the 60s, pretty much area-wide. 62 Pikeville, 63 London, Somerset, Hazard, 62 Harlan, 63 Irvin, 65 in Prestonsburg and in Ashland this morning, and 66 in Jackson, one of our warmer spots. Our 12-hour planner takes us into the mid-80s this afternoon, maybe just a little bit of heat index, mid to upper 80s, but not too bad today. And those clouds will continue to clear as we head through the morning going into the afternoon. The rest of the forecast on the way here in just a little bit. Lacey.
Thank you, Brandon. Now, good news. More unemployment offices are opening for in-person help this week, including one in Eastern Kentucky. The bad news, they're already completely booked. Folks in and around the Prestonsburg area with an appointment can get help tomorrow and Wednesday at Big Sandy Community and Technical College. The Frankfort office is also offering in-person help, but the next day with the open time slot is September 16th. And while in-person help is not available for everybody right away, it is also not the only option. However, Governor Beshear says that the state's unemployment hotline has hit a roadblock. People aren't answering their phones. Ernst & Young is handling Kentucky's backlogged unemployment claims. So far, 50% of the company's calls are going unanswered. You'll see the number on your screen, 502-333-9130, when a representative is calling you back. And people joined together to show their support for the Louisville Metro Police Department in the Newburgh Neighborhood Shopping Center on Sunday. This as protest continues across the country, scrutinizing officers after multiple officer-involved shootings. Master Sergeant Philip Cease organized the event. He says it is a way to show the men and women of law enforcement support while protests are still happening.
We want them to know that there are people out here that care about them and their families, and that they are human beings, and that our homes are sanctuaries for them if they need it, and that we truly appreciate them protecting us.
A Back the Blue rally happened yesterday at noon at the base of the Big Four Bridge in Jeffersonville. And one of the changes Louisville Metro government has made in the wake of the killing of Breonna Taylor is a creation of a 33-member civilian review board for policing. Louisville Mayor Fisher and Metro Council President David James named the board members back in late May. It's made up of faith leaders, law enforcement representatives, community advocates, and elected officials from across the Louisville community. On Saturday, officials discussed appointing an inspector general to work with the board as a way to improve community relations with LMPD.
Then each of them would have a broader policy systemic role. For the inspector general, it would be the ability to conduct programmatic audit type reviews into policies and procedures at the department.
Metro Councilwoman Paula McCraney and Deputy Mayor Ellen Henson co-chair of the work group. After 5 people were arrested at Saturday's protest, allegations spread that a Lexington police officer used a chokehold in one of the arrests. We hear from the man who was arrested during that incident and sent pictures with an officer's arm around his neck, and from Lexington police, who released body camera video to refute the claim. Shelby Smithson has that story.
It was this moment in the Lexington police body camera video when the protest took a less than peaceful turn. Officers rushed across the street to arrest protesters who were walking in the crosswalk without the signal to do so. Just before, you can hear officers in the video say as soon as someone steps into the street, they'll be arrested, along with some prominent protest leaders who were on the sidewalk, but police say were encouraging others to get in the road.
Organizers were trying to discuss how we could have our voices heard.
James Woodhead can be seen in the body camera footage trying to video the arrests as they happen. But it's when officers are arresting community activist April Taylor that Woodhead becomes the target.
When I was trying to move closer to her, the police grabbed hold of me. One police officer in particular wrapped his arm around my neck from behind as he slammed me down to the ground. And from there, multiple police officers were on my back.
Woodhead sent us these photos of the incident that now have people protesting what they say is LPD's use of a chokehold. However, Lexington police released a statement along with their body camera video saying it was not a chokehold and that Woodhead was interfering with an arrest. So an officer wrapped his arm around Woodhead to get him away from the arresting officer, then took him to the ground to place Woodhead under arrest.
It alarms me that the police can weaponize and strategically use body camera footage to try to silence and try to victimize people, in this case, peaceful protesters. But yet, when there have been other cases of excessive force used by police officers, they are not wearing body cameras, such as Donovan Stewart.
In Lexington, Shelby Smithson, WKYT.
And the COVID-19 pandemic is taking a toll on international students across the country. The U.S. announced last Monday that students face deportation if their universities only offer online classes. Fortunately, the University of Kentucky is planning to offer traditional learning, but some are still worried that could change. Sue Roberts from UK knows the future for nearly 800 students on campus depends entirely on how this semester progresses.
The University of Kentucky is committed to a full experience that's a mix of in-person traditional type classes, hybrid classes, and some online classes.
Right now, UK international students will be able to stay in the country as long as in-person classes are available. And the University of Kentucky also announced it will cap tuition and fees for the coming school semester. The school says the move will cost about $5 million in lost tuition revenue. They are still evaluating if they will continue the tuition cap for the spring 2021 semester. And racing weekend at Kentucky Speedway wrapped up yesterday with the Quaker State 400 in Sparta. And rookie Cole Custer took the checkered flag in Sparta. Custer passed up Martin Truex Jr. and Brad Keselowski in the final 3 laps after a restart to win the Quaker State 400. Eric Almirola took stage 1 and Keselowski won the second stage. The win gives Custer his first win on the NASCAR Cup Series. He is also the first rookie to win a race in the series since 2016.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I didn't think that we were coming to win. I mean, now we're going to be in the All-Star race. I don't even have to run the Open. So, I don't know. Hopefully I make it to Bristol.
Custer finished 5th last weekend at the Brickyard 400 in Indianapolis, which was his best career finish before yesterday's races. And it has been years in the making, but now the Art Station is finally open in downtown Hazard. The Art Station hosted an open house brunch event Saturday with food, drinks, and even live music by Jasper Hollow. The Art Station can be used for many events, from art classes, poetry readings, or even weddings. The executive director of the Appalachian Arts Alliance says this is a dream come true.
Here we are, and the community has backed us all this way. You know, there's been doubt, of course, but but they've backed us and they've supported us. Some have even shown up and shown out, and here we are. And we have something that we can be proud of as a community, as the organization of the Appalachian Arts Alliance, and just for the future generations. Just we have something that we can hand down to them.
If you would like more information on the ArtStation or to book an event like a wedding, you can call 606-551-1160. We will have additional information on our website at WYMT.com. Well, just ahead on Mountain News this morning, Amazon backtracked just hours after instructing employees to remove one popular social media app from their devices.
One more cool day, or at least cooler day, and then the heat is on. I'll tell you how hot it'll get in about 3 minutes.